G'day guys, I'm Kwackajack and thanks for joining along for another video. So I've had my 2019 Kawasaki Ninja 400 for around a year and a half now, and I've done around 10,000 kilometers on it. We've seen and experienced a whole lot. I brought you guys along with me. There's a full review up on the channel as well if you guys want to check that out. I'll leave a link here. And over that time, I've really gotten to know the bike very, very well and discover what I love and kind of hate about it too. So today, that's what we're going to be discussing. The 5 things that I love about my bike and a couple that I hate. So the first thing I love about my bike is the styling. I think Kawasaki's current gen of sports bikes are really, really well designed. And you can be forgiven for thinking that this was a bigger bike than what it actually is. It's got a really eye-catching design, and I love taking it out on the streets because I can always tell when people are looking at me. You know, they do the little side eyes, and it's a really cool knowing that, you know, I stand out on the road. I've never really been like that before, but with this bike, I really embrace it, and it makes it a really, really fun experience. Also, this bike comes with LED headlights, and both are on while running. I've said this before and I'll say it again, I can't stand when a motorbike's only got one running headlight on. I don't know why manufacturers do that. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it just makes the bike look a bit odd, you know? When it's coming towards you down the street and it's only got one headlight on, it looks a bit wonky. So with this bike, it's got LEDs which are big and bright. You never have any issues when you're in the dark, and you can see it coming. And I think from the front, it looks really, really great at night too. I love the sleek lines of the front, especially in this KRT trim, and just smaller accents too, like the green around the rims, make the bike really pop on the road. I've gotten lots and lots of compliments on the looks of this bike, and you know, it really adds to the experience of owning it for me. Number 2 is the price that I paid for this guy. So I got this guy with about 1,000 kilometers on it. It was a dealer demo bike, and I paid 6 grand for it all up. Considering I got basically a brand new bike that was in really, really great condition, I think that was an absolute steal. The amount of value that I've gotten from this bike for that amount of money was phenomenal. So the third thing I love about my bike is that engine. That little 400cc motor is a ripper. So the engine is really, really punchy and is really great for everyday riding on the roads. I think it's got enough power to keep learners interested for a long time as well. You know, it's one of the reasons I stayed away from 300cc's. I thought I might get bored of it a little bit too quickly, but with this 400, you know, I'm still having a great time with it. Realistically, this is the bike you could have forever. And I think a lot of people would be really, really happy with a Ninja 400 as their forever bike too. It's a really, really great all-rounder, and that's in part thanks to that engine. I often say that on a 600cc bike or higher, you probably can't get everything out of it on everyday roads, not legally at least anyway. With this one, you absolutely can. You can take it to the mountain roads and have a terrific time while still having enough torque to rip it up on the street too. So, you know, that's another reason that I love this bike. So the fourth thing I love about my motorcycle is the fuel range and mileage that I get with this thing. So when I had the stock exhaust on, I was getting anywhere from 3 to 350 kilometers from a tank. And coming from a car where I got around 450 and paid $50 to $60 to fill up, going to getting 300 to 350 from paying $15 to fill up, that is a massive improvement, and it just makes it all the more sweeter. I know I'm not going to have to worry too much about how much it costs to fuel it up, and I can go for long rides without worrying about running out of fuel too. It's just another reason that I love my Ninja. So number 5 is the weight and the handling of this thing. And now I'm sure you've seen on some of my other videos me absolutely ripping up the local mountain roads on this thing, and that is because it is so much fun to do. You know, it's so light. I think it's 169 kilograms wet, but that is so much fun on those twisty roads. Sometimes when I've got a few spare hours, I actually just take it out. I don't film anything, and I just run those roads and just have a great time. And it's kind of like therapy in a way, you know. Some people like to go to the beach, walk along that. I like to take my motorbike out and rip up the local mountain roads, and it is a great time. Now, of course, no motorcycle is perfect, and there is some things about this bike that I don't like. So here are 5 things that I really disliked about the bike when I got it. First and foremost was the stock exhaust. It's a big, clunky thing. It really stood out compared to the rest of the styling of the bike, which I loved, and it just didn't really sound that great either. Luckily, that was an easy fix. As you probably know, I've got a Leo Vince pipe on there now. It makes it look and sound a lot better. So the next thing is the seating position. I'm not the hugest fan of the seating position on the Ninja 400. It is slightly leaned over, but not enough to make me feel like I'm in that attack position, which is what I kind of like. I'm sure you could get different pegs and stuff to fix that too, but it's just not really worth it for me. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite thing about the bike. Third thing I dislike about my Ninja 400 is highway riding. So you could do a lot of miles on this bike, but me personally, I'm not a huge fan of it. And that's in part because of what we talked about earlier with the lightweight of this motorcycle. Because it is so light, it is very, very easy to be pushed around by wind and gusts from maybe like trucks going past you. So you have to really concentrate on where you are on the road, and if you lose focus, that could be a dangerous thing, especially for a beginner. Another little thing that I hate about the bike was that there was really no space for a handlebar mount on this bike when I got it. I did manage to fit a quad lock mount onto the bike, which I'll show you now. But there's only the tiniest bit of space available for that, and you know, I had to really squeeze it to make it fit. And I guess you could say that you could use a stem mount, but I'm really not a fan of the placement of those stem mounts. It's right in the middle and right down, so you have to look right down to look at it, and I just really didn't want that when I'm riding, because I don't want to have to look right away from the road. If I'm using navigation or something like that, I don't want to have to look right down and right back up, because that's really, really dangerous when you're riding. So there is enough room just for the quad lock mount on there, but it is a very tight fit. I'll leave a link to my video about the quad lock mount on my channel if you guys are interested in more info about that. So last thing I dislike about this Ninja 400 is the passenger comfort. I take my girlfriend on the motorcycle every now and then, and while I really love having her on the back and going for rides with her, it is kind of uncomfortable for both of us. The seat on the back is quite hard. It adds pressure onto me as the rider as well, and you know, onto my hands and her. So her butt always goes numb, my butt goes numb, my hands go numb because there's extra pressure on there. So while I love taking her out on those rides, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, and it's just one of the little things about the bike that I'm not the hugest fan of. Now, of course, you could argue that the bike wasn't designed for that, and it's just sort of an added-on feature, and I completely understand, but when it comes to my bike, that's just one of the things that I dislike about it. So there you have it, guys. There's 5 things that I absolutely love about my bike, and a couple that I'm not so crash hot on. If you guys would like any more information about this bike, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm super happy to make more videos about it. I'm also going to be filming a video talking about passenger comfort on the Ninja 400 because I haven't talked about that yet, and I'll bring my girlfriend along with that one too, so she can give her input as the passenger of the bike. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to join the motorcycle loving family. We are growing super quickly lately. We've just reached 1,500 subscribers, and I am super psyched. I'm super grateful for all of you, and I am incredibly grateful that you guys keep watching my videos. So thank you again, and until next time, I'll see you later. I think the styling, fuck's sake, weather. Because this bike is so light, it leans in so... Really? Because this bike is... fuck.